Opgericht in 1965 in Los Angeles en vervolgens gestaag doorgestoten naar de status van muzieklegenden. Jim Morrison en The Doors in Mojo Working.
Suddenly you had this guy coming on the radio and he was singing about Oedipus complexes. He was singing about alienation, living in the city. The press handouts were telling us that he was wearing a jacket made from the skin of an unborn pony.
Jim Morrison saw himself as a poet. Without the music, I think he would have been in trouble.
Morrison was a spoiled brat who just had a lot of problems about his mother, you know.
I think Morrison was an incredible poet. I thought he was an incredible musician. I also don't think he should be singled out from the Doors, because I think the Doors were a four-piece unit of four extremely strong musicians.
John Densmore was a jazz drummer, and Robbie Krieger, the guitar player, and Ray Manzarek, the keyboardist, both knew a lot about classical music. So you had a group which was quite unlike anything else that was going on at that time.
It wasn't a heavy sound too much. It was like three jazz guys behind this crazed Greek god.
He was the first person to come out and say it. Like Kurt Vonnegut said, you are what you pretend to be. And he came out there and was willing to say, I'm a poet just as Dylan Thomas is a poet.
He would go into a pet shop and he would buy all the butterflies in the pet shop, and then he'd walk outside and set the butterflies free. Clearly a well-planned publicity stunt, but as a piece of symbolism, it was magical.
The Doors could create a mood with their music that will take you somewhere else.
If you listen to the type of voice he had, he's like a crooner. He's not like a pop singer at all. You could put his voice to Like I Did It My Way and it wouldn't sound out of place.
Yeah, he's definitely got them, like, old crooner tones.
And the voice is just so totally on its own. It just induces kind of feelings of, like, isolation.
It makes you forget the rest of the world, think.
A perception by Aldous Huxley, and I think Morrison particularly did open lots of new avenues for people to explore. In moving into areas of darkness and strangeness and alienation that nobody'd got at before.
And it was really fragile and disconnected. It's almost like it reminds you of your mind.
About as a god. People were looking at him as a god.
If he'd be alive right now singing at the Ferret and Firkin down the corner weighing, 40 stone or something, and saying, I don't think people would be saying he was a god.
But Jim Morrison had an arrogance. It said, I got this chip, knock it off, go ahead. And that is the main thing that society cannot handle. Somebody like Jerry Lee Lewis or somebody like Jim Morrison who's about to just stand up and say, I am what I am and I love it, baby. Come on.
And he would just deliberately go out of his way to sort of upset people, kick a chair out the way or fall over, cause a disturbance so people, he got a reaction out of people.
Boy, he wasn't in his right mind a lot of the time,
I'm a drunk, I'm nobody. I'm a drunk, I'm famous. I'm a drunk, I'm dead. I think that sums it up, really.
He traveled to the beat of his own drum, I guess is the best you could say.
Little baby on stage, basically.
The entire career from start to finish is a big symbol. It was not like Jim Morrison and then he quit the music business, got married, bought a house. He just arrived, he did it, and that was the end.
I think he's still alive.